Hi, Rob Moshein from AustinWineGuy.com here helping out Alex and the buddies at Wines.com, and today we're talking about Bordeaux, a subject near and dear to my heart. We're going to discuss the basic regionality differences and the appellation of Bordeaux. We will start on the right bank. Why is it the right bank? Because the Gironde estuary has two rivers that come together, the Dordogne, and the right bank of the river is the right bank wines, and the left bank of the river are the left bank wines. Couldn't be easier. Why are they different? The right bank wines are Merlot driven. It's cooler, it's wetter, and it's a more clay soil, and Merlot likes that. Cabernet Sauvignon doesn't. So these wines are very much Merlot driven. Usually 85 to 90% of the blend on the right bank is Merlot. We have Lalande de Pomerol and Pomerol. These are the beefier, more rich versions of the right bank wines. Supple and elegant, predominated with bright, rich cherry and a pronounced cedar box tone. That tobacco box, cigar box, fresh cut cedar. These wines are very light and supple and yet very complex on the palate. They're beautiful. We can move over to Saint-Emilion. Saint-Emilion, just next door to Pomerol, an amazing place. Saint-Emilion is a 1,000-year-old little hilltop town perched overlooking all the vineyards. Absolutely beautiful. Walt Disney himself could not have created something so gorgeous and charming as the city of Saint-Emilion, and the wines are also gorgeous and charming. They are the quintessence of beautiful Merlot, cherry, cedar, a hint of pine because there are a lot of pine trees growing there, and they are light and soft and very feminine in nature. Then we move to the left bank. We'll start at the north end of the left bank. North end of the left bank, haut-medoc. Over here. Haut-medoc is the very north end, all the way up into the Gironde estuary, past where the rivers finish. It's warmer, but cooler, warmer but wetter. You get very long hang times for the Cabernet Sauvignon. They're very rich, almost a beefy texture to them, a definite kind of cooked meat note goes with the cherry very nicely. You move a bit farther south, down the river, and we will come to Saint-Estèphe. Saint-Estèphe is right on the river and has a totally different soil composition and a bit different microclimate from haut-medoc, and these wines are going to be more masculine and powerful, and they're going to have a more dry cherry tone to them and a definite richness on the palate, which comes from a bit more minerality in the soil. Then we move over to Pauillac. Pauillac is just inland, literally across the highway, well not really, it's a two-lane road, from Saint-Estèphe. Pauillac wines are the beautiful balance, if you will, between power and lightness and elegance. Also Cabernet Sauvignon based, about 85 to 90% generally. And they are some of the finest wines on the planet. I mean, Mouton Rothschild, what do you say? Premier, at first growth, Premier Cru, one of the most sought after wines on the planet. Chateau Lynch-Bages, Pauillac, and of course, my personal favorite, Lafite Rothschild. I love Rothschild, Philippe. It is an amazing bottle of wine. These wines balance that elegant cherry, that richness and structure, but they are so light on the palate. There's nothing leaden or heavy about them. They're beautifully complicated, but they're like a boxer on his feet that is beautifully trained. He's effortless and powerful at the same time. And that is what Pauillac wines are all about, and which is why most of the first growths are Pauillacs. Then, of course, we go next door, the other way, on the same side of the highway, but just up from Pauillac, Margaux. Some people think Chateau Margaux is the finest wine of the first growths. I love Margaux as well. It's a bit similar in Pauillac, but it tends to have a bit more richness and concentration, and the soil structure is different, so you'll find different minerality in Margaux. It delivers a bit more power, and it's a little more masculine, I think, than the Pauillac wines. So in about 3 minutes, you've had a tour of Bordeaux, and hopefully you've learned something. And thanks for spending some time with me, Rob Moshein, AustinWineGuy.com, and Alex and the gang at Wines.com. Cheers.